Hello and welcome back to Song Surveys on Sofas with Superheroes, the sub-series. So last week was an old song, so this week I'm going to do a new song, and I am super pumped about this band and the fact that they're coming out with new music. I've seen them live before, and I can't wait for them to go on tour again and release all this great new music. So the band is Arizona, and the song is Nostalgic. So let's get into it. The music builds for a very short amount of time, like less than 5 seconds before the lyrics come in. And it's pretty simple, quiet music. It's just like, at least at the beginning, it's just a couple notes that are held for a long time, but it does get a little bit more complicated then as the lyrics go on. So the song doesn't start with the first verse, it actually starts with the chorus. And again, with that like quieter music. So the line I love from the chorus is, "I know I said I wouldn't call, but I'm breaking my promise." And I just love that the word or the phrase "breaking my promise" is used instead of just saying like, "I know I said I wouldn't call, but I did," or like I'm punching in your number. I just love the idea of that promise, especially because oftentimes when you break up with somebody, you're not like, "Listen, I promise you I'm not going to call you." It's more like a promise you make to yourself. I promise myself that I'm not going to pick up the phone and call my ex, right? So I do love that word choice was in there. I think it was awesome. And so I really like that part of the chorus in particular. So then for the first verse, the percussion comes in. And so the music is a little bit more full for that first verse. And I love the line because I caught myself not being caught up with the times. I think that is a fantastic line. I love the repetition of caught, especially because, caught up with the times, you could have used words like past or, like stuck behind or something like that. But I do really like that, I caught myself, like I just kind of realized like, oh, whoops, my bad. Like I'm not caught up with the time. So I do really like that repetition. And sometimes I don't love when bands use the same word, especially like from one line to the next. So the fact that they were able to work this in twice in one line, and I think that it was really effective, is really awesome. And then the other line I love is towards the end, "Big hearts move slow, get left behind." And I just like love that idea of like, the bigger your heart is while you're in this relationship, the slower it moves once you are out of this relationship to like move on. So I like that. I think that's a really sweet sentiment, right? Like, the bigger your heart was in this relationship, the more you gave of yourself, the more love you felt. When it's over, you just are moving slower because you have all of this heart that needs to kind of repair itself, and it's slow. So again, like you could have chosen any word, right? Broken, something about, like the more you put into it or something, but I really like just the simpleness of big hearts move slow. So I do like that. I like that a lot. I thought that was really fantastic. Then the drums go out as they start the pre-chorus, which talks about this person, the singer, being with someone else, but still thinking about what this other person said. And then it goes into the chorus again, but this time it has drums in it, so it's a little bit different from the first one. Also, after this chorus, they repeat the last line of the chorus, or the last like half of the line, which is I can't stop it. So I like that. I thought that was also a good touch. And the music is definitely different from the chorus during the repetition part of the last couple lines, and I really, really like that. Because it makes it, again, I know I say this like every song, but it makes it sound different, and not just because they've repeated the chorus with like music that's different in the background. So that's like one thing that definitely makes it different, even though the lyrics are exactly the same. What I love is then they like made an extra effort to like keep going with this feel of the song, right? They didn't just extend the chorus music and have the last two lines repeating. They actually changed the music again to make these last lines repeating. And I think that makes a whole world of difference, and definitely doesn't make it sound the same old thing, even after you've heard the chorus twice. And now you're repeating the same line, because that line, that "I can't stop it," happens twice throughout the chorus. So now you've heard that line 4 times, and you're hearing it 2 more times again. So the fact that they changed the music on top of just repeating those 2 lines is a really great choice, and I think it definitely makes the song that much better. So then it's a really nice transition into the second verse, where the music does slow down a little bit to get you back into that verse mode. I love the second verse of this song. It is so fantastic. The way it's sung is just like mind-blowingly good. And the lyrics are super awesome too. So like kudos, like applause. I love the second verse of this song. Definitely will keep me coming back and listening to it. So the line that I just like grabbed me right away is, "This giant hole, this stupid quicksand life of mine." So first of all, the way it's saying is the word giant gets like really high, right? So it's like this giant hole, this stupid quicksand life of mine. And I know it's just like so subtle, but the way that they say stupid quicksand, it's like just, I don't know if it's faster paced or there's like not a lot of space between the two words. It's just so good, especially coming off of this giant, like this high pitched, and then you get into this like, it's just so good. It's so good. So I really love the way that that line is saying in particular, but then I also really like the line, right? Especially because right before that, it talks about how it's all locked up, right? And so I love the contradiction between this thing being it's all locked up inside this giant hole. And so to me, like, you think of holes, I think of like things that are leaking or things that are like coming out of holes. So I love that there's like this contradiction, right? It's all locked up in this giant hole, which is clearly not doing its job of keeping it locked up. So I really like that. And I'm not even sure that that was the intention, but I do really like that there is that contradiction. And it totally does kind of make sense, right? Because he's talking about how, especially in the chorus, right, these thoughts are flooding in and he can't stop thinking about it, even if he tries. So I really like that this kind of contradiction is still there in that second verse and is very pronounced between the first line of the second verse and the second line. And also like the idea of having a quicksand life, I like that too. I think that's really an interesting thought. That kind of like, the more you like feel like you're doing something and trying to like make it happen and work, the faster you are sinking. So I think that that's a really interesting concept as well. And it's just such a quick line, and you kind of get this opportunity to be like, oh, wait a minute, what does that really mean? Like, what would a quicksand life really look like? So I like that. I think it's cool, and I think it definitely, will take me places in my head when I listen to this song in the future. So I really like that. And then like later on, again, it's just like the way that these lyrics are saying is just so wonderful. And yeah, like he just talks about how this, like, he's trying to let go and he can't, and it's going to stay with him until he dies. And it's just the way that they sing it is so good. It's just like those different pitches and like stopping and starting, and it's really great. I really, really love the second verse of this song. And then it goes back into the pre-chorus, which the music changes for, similarly to the first time that the pre-chorus, the drums kind of fade out, and then the drums come back in for the chorus again. And again, they repeat those two lines with, again, that same music change. But this time they actually do this like awesome thing towards the end. So they repeat the line at the end, "I can't stop it." But as they're repeating that, there's a lot of oohs and ohs and stuff, which do occur like earlier in the song, but this time it's more prominent and they definitely have more of them. But anyway, so as they're singing these oohs and ohs and repeating "I can't stop it," they're singing the three lines of the chorus that are different, right? So two of the lines repeat themselves, and then there's the one line, the first line, the line that will repeat itself, the second line, and then the line that repeats. But so I think that's a really cool effect, because they take those three first lines and they kind of have them in the background as the "I can't stop it" and the oohs and are going. And so I thought that was really great. Again, it makes it sound different, and the music is still changed from the before the chorus ended, and then it changed for that repetition, and then it continues to be different. And then like at the end, like right as the song is about to end, there's like this almost like stutter step of sound, and it's fantastic. And again, it's like such a silly little thing. And I'm pretty sure at one point also the lead singer says like huh or hum or hmm or something like that, and it just makes it like so great at the end of one of the lines. And like, it's definitely the subtle things in the song, and again, the way the second verse is saying is just so fantastic. But anyway, so after the third line is repeated in the background and the I can't stop it is over it, is saying more prominently. The music kind of quickly fades and then the song is over. But yeah, so I really like this song. I, again, love that second chorus. Can't get over it. So excited about it. Love this band in general. So I'm really, really excited to see what they're going to produce and what they're going to come out with next. And yeah, I can't wait to see them live again. God, I'm so excited for this band. And yeah, let me know what you think. Did you listen to the song? Did you know this band before? Have you listened to it since this video? Comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next week for an older song. Bye.